In 2013, I moved into an apartment in Alma, Arkansas. While this might seem like an ordinary beginning to a new chapter in life, my story takes a rather eerie turn. The apartment complex I moved into was located right next to a very old graveyard. This was not my first time at this complex. I had lived there 3 times before, in 2003, 2006, and 2009. What's truly baffling is that each time, I ended up in the same one-bedroom apartment, apartment 208. It was almost as if fate had a peculiar plan for me. During my previous stays at apartment 208, I experienced some strange and unexplained occurrences. It was as if the apartment had a mind of its own. Cabinets would mysteriously open. Objects would move from their original positions, and, most disturbingly, I had vivid and unsettling visions when taking a shower. I'd close my eyes for a moment, only to reopen them to a bathroom drenched in blood, with crimson liquid flowing from the shower head. But as soon as I opened my eyes, everything returned to normal. The first time I witnessed these bizarre events, I was intrigued. I was living alone, and while the experiences were spine-chilling, they didn't drive me away. However, the inexplicable occurrences only intensified with each subsequent stay. In 2006, during my second stay at apartment 208, the peculiarities continued. I would hear strange movements in the walk-in closet and living room at night. The shower visions became even more intense. This was also the year when I encountered what is now known as the Laughing Children incident. For more on this, see my other post. Additionally, I experienced my first episode of sleep paralysis, a terrifying phenomenon that would haunt me for months to come. One night, as I lay asleep next to my girlfriend, I heard a commotion in the living room. The DVD rack had collapsed, with DVDs crashing to the floor. Still half asleep, I turned my gaze towards my bedroom door, which was ajar. In a chilling sequence of events, I heard the sound of running footsteps, like those of a child. Then, I saw the shadow of feet at the base of my bedroom door, illuminated by the bathroom light. In an instant, the feet moved from the other side of the door to my side, and in the blink of an eye, they were on my chest, only to disappear as swiftly as they had arrived. During this ordeal, I couldn't move or speak, a frightening experience that left me in a state of panic. After multiple attempts, I managed to make a faint noise and slightly move a finger, which woke up my girlfriend. She was bewildered but hadn't witnessed the DVDs crashing or the shadow. This was the first of several sleep paralysis episodes, and my girlfriend, who was terrified by the occurrences, witnessed and pulled me out of 3 more over the following months. Terrified by these ongoing disturbances, I decided to move out. Fast forward to 2009, I was married with a son and daughter, but my wife and I separated. With limited options, I found myself returning to the same apartment complex. Once again, the only available apartment was apartment 208. This time, I was hesitant to stay. So I asked the landlord if I could move into apartment 208 temporarily, with the condition that I could relocate to another unit when one became available. The landlord agreed, and I moved in. However, after just 2 weeks, the eerie visions, strange noises, and sleep paralysis episodes returned. I couldn't ignore the relentless unease, and I soon moved in with family. As life unfolded, I found myself returning to the same complex in 2013. This time, I needed a 2-bedroom apartment. Knowing that apartment 208 only had 1 bedroom, I was certain that I wouldn't end up there again. Instead, I moved into apartment 210, which was right next to apartment 208. The even-numbered apartments were located on the 2nd floor, while the odd-numbered ones were on the ground floor. At first, life in apartment 210 seemed uneventful. My kids and I made it our home, and everything appeared to be going smoothly. But then, the inexplicable began to occur once more. One night, at 2:30 in the morning, I heard the unmistakable sounds of my kids playing, with toys clattering and giggles echoing from their room. I was irked, so I called out to them, telling them they should be asleep. The noises ceased, but the sound of their TV continued. Annoyed, I walked to their door, still half asleep, and began to say, "Okay, kiddos, I told you to go back to." However, as I opened the door, a chilling realization struck me. My kids were with their mother, as I had taken them to her the evening before. A shiver ran down my spine as I cautiously pushed the door open to find toys scattered around the room and a cartoon playing on the TV. I quickly turned on the lights, unplugged the TV, and retreated to the living room, shutting their door behind me. I remained on edge throughout the night, the incident leaving me deeply unsettled. The strangeness continued and my children were present. My 3-year-old daughter began talking to an unseen presence she referred to as Old Mom. She explained that Old Mom was nice to her because she resembled Old Mom's deceased daughter, who had tragically perished in a fire. This revelation sent shivers down my spine, as my daughter's statement was eerily specific and clear. Over the next few months, my daughter's interactions with Old Mom persisted, sometimes even pointing behind me and declaring that Old Mom was watching to ensure I was a good father. Her comments were deeply unsettling, particularly given her tender age. One night, I decided to read a children's book titled "The Monster in My Closet" to my kids. As my children lay in bed, I sat in a chair next to my daughter's bed. At the end of the book, there was a page that encouraged the child reading it to draw the monster in their closet. I had a curious idea and asked my daughter to draw Old Mom for me. As she began to draw, she made a request: "Can you move, Daddy? She's behind you, and I can't see her." I shifted away slightly, and my daughter looked in my previous direction before drawing her image. She continuously glanced up from the paper while sketching. When she handed me the finished drawing, I couldn't help but tremble with fear. The drawing depicted something inexplicable, and this was the turning point. It was time to leave apartment 210 and put an end to these chilling experiences. While some might argue that it was merely a child's imagination at play, the distinct way in which my daughter had drawn Old Mom left me convinced that there was something more to this presence. The fear and discomfort had become too much to bear. That very weekend, we decided to move to a new apartment in a neighboring town, leaving apartment 210 and its unsettling mysteries behind. While skeptics may dismiss these experiences as mere coincidences or products of a young child's imagination, those who have lived through such inexplicable events understand the chilling reality of the unexplained. The story of apartment 208 and the enigmatic Old Mom remains a puzzle, an eerie chapter in the annals of the unexplained. For some, it may be a mere collection of coincidences, but for those who've encountered the inexplicable, it's a haunting narrative that lingers in the realm of the unknown. To this day, the memories of apartment 208 and the mysterious presence of Old Mom continue to raise questions and send shivers down the spine of those who dare to delve into the enigmatic world of the supernatural.